You know what's funny? So these are special moments too. So I ended up getting a commendation award. Brad and I did for that call that we basically stayed on and put our life in danger. It's just an award to say good job. You know, one thing that I am actually very proud of was in 2003, I got Paramedic of the Year and the Award of Valor. Valor is when you have put your life on the line where, put yourself in harm's way. And that's when I went in that fire and I didn't have protective gear to save all the children or try to save the children. But Paramedic of the Year is the highest award you can get in the department. And the way you get that is by your peers nominating you. And it was really, really cool because they'll write letters like to the chief and the medical director to nominate people. And then they give you the letter. So that was super special. That was more important to me than the plaque and the badge. So was reading their just kind words. But when you're a paramedic of the year, what you do is you turn your regular badge in. We wear a brass badge. It looks like a police badge. And we turn our badge in, or maybe I kept it. I don't know if I had to turn it in, maybe. And they give you a special badge that instead of having the blue writing that says East Baton Rouge Parish EMS, it's in white. So it just sticks out. It looks like liquid paper. And then once the year's up, they take the badge and they have it mounted on a plaque. And it's really, really cool. But yeah, I had to wear the liquid paper badge. And that was pretty cool. But here's the funny part about it. So my supervisor's husband, who's also a supervisor, they all know I'm getting this award. I don't. They don't tell us. They don't tell you you're getting it. And it's a big ceremony, and Channel 9 was out there and all. Well, my supervisor's husband thought he was going to be a smartass, and it's a ceremony where you dress up, and it's formal, not formal. I mean, it's pretty formal. They have an open bar and all that. And he said, "What you want to drink?" Well, he went and got me a Crown and Coke, and I didn't drink Crown and Coke. I didn't really drink. I mean, now I don't drink anything. But I used to have like wine now and then if I like a margarita like once every 6 months, but too bad I can't do that anymore. But he comes back with this drink and I said, "Mike, this is really strong." And he said, "Just drink it." And then like 10 minutes later, he comes back with another one. Well, I'm just drinking it, sipping it. So they go through all the awards. And then by the time they get to the end of the ceremony, that's when they announce Paramedic of the Year. And when they called my name, I was so drunk. I stumbled up on the stage. I don't even know what they said. And then Channel 9 wanted to interview me after. And I have no clue what I told them. And all of the people at my table are laughing their butts off like they did it on purpose. And I'm like, "You asses." And they said, "Well, you're the one that drank it." And I'm like, "Yeah, but still, But yeah, that was funny. And so then I stumbled into the bathroom and my administrator was in there. That's the head over EMS. And then I noticed she was stumbling too. So I didn't feel so bad. I'm like, "Is everybody in this building drunk?" I mean, how did I go from nothing to feeling like this in like 30 minutes? Because now I can't say shit. I don't even remember taking the damn picture with everybody. But that's how my coworkers roll. But yeah, that was really cool. That was a cool experience, especially reading people's letters. It was really kind. There's some things I ran across earlier. So my mom made this plastic bin. She found a bunch of stuff in her attic. It was a year before she died, so 2018. She shows up at Easter. She's got this plastic bin. She hands me one. She hands Angel one, my sister. And we start digging through it. And it's all like childhood stuff. And I cracked up because Angel's... So she had like two outfits, baby outfits. So mine was this pink dress and this yellow and white dress. And Angel's was like leather. Like a little hooker, like a baby hooker. And I'm like, where did she get She dressed her in this hooker outfit like she was like 2, but it's like a leather vest and all. I was cracking up. I'm like, dang, that's why she was like, not very controllable. And then here's my little frou-frou stuff. And I remember my baby pictures in that pink dress because I had to tape the bow to my head because I didn't have any hair till I was about 2. And yeah, I'm like, but it was cool going through the box and reminiscing. So I came across like my report cards and things that I made for my mom. And, when they called it Citizen of the Week. I got that a bunch. And then our like awards for the school Olympics is what they called it. I'm like, damn, I must have excelled. I got a lot of first and second place awards in that. Go figure. Who'd have thunk? But the funniest part was reading this letter that I wrote to my mom when me and my best friend were at summer camp. And we were trying to come up with every excuse in the world to get them to come pick us up because we were homesick. And my mom didn't pick me up. Deanne's mom picked her up, but not mine. My mom was like, hell no, your summer camp is my vacation. Now you keep on writing. I gave you some good stationery, but I'm not coming. But I was reading my letter. I'm like, this is pathetic. Like, I was so homesick, and I was drawing pictures with tears coming down. I'm like, she didn't even give it a second thought to come pick my ass up. But it was funny reading all of this stuff and then reading the letters from when we would stay with my grandmother. Angel and I stayed every summer, and I would write a letter to my mom, just, hey, how you doing? I'm young. And then at the end of the letter, it would have a picture. It would be a circle with a line drawn down through it and a little one. And it would say, my butt. And then it'd have a big circle with a line. And this is Angel's butt. I'm like, that's just stupid. It's just stupid. It was funny, though. But the funniest part was and I talked about this in the TV interview I did a few years ago, where the teacher sent home this stapled, it was like construction paper, and all of the kids had to write, I think it was in 2nd grade, all the kids had to write about a dream they had. And it was like, one of them was this little boy, I dreamed about having 1 million motorcycles and I wish I could have ridden them all. And then somebody's like, I dreamed about all these butterflies and they were flying all around me, blah blah blah. And one's like, oh, I saw a dinosaur, and it was all fun stuff. And then here's my story. I dreamed that I went into this house that was abandoned, and there was a ghost in the house, and blah, blah, blah. Every single thing that I found, like from my work in school, was all spirit related. But it's really funny to read the book page to page and listen to these silly little cute stories and then get to mine. I'm like, damn, like I didn't have anybody on my side that's saying the stuff I was saying, but it was always about ghosts and being scared. And I'm laughing because, it wasn't funny back then, but if you can just be moving through this little construction paper book and see the simplicity of it and then get to mine, it goes from butterflies and rainbows to, oh, geez. But all my stories were like that. And I just found it, I found it comical, not, you know what I mean? It's comical because it's funny when you got butterflies and rainbows and you got ghosts, and then I'm counting to 10 to run through the spirit, and yeah, my parents are going, there's nothing in your room, don't be scared, go back to bed. And then they go back to bed, and I'm still terrified. It was rough. But yeah, that was really cool. So, the cool things though, like I was just thinking about this, literally like flooded with memories of stuff. So this summer camp thing too, I had something really cool happen. Not being homesick, but I was at a Struma camp not in Texas like these other letters I wrote. This was in Baton Rouge, out in Central, and I went to summer camp. It was a Methodist camp. And the youth directors had contacted our parents. I think we were there for like a week. It was cool. I liked doing that, staying in the cabins and all. But the youth directors and the counselors contacted our parents ahead of time and said they wanted our parents to write a letter to us and give us like a special gift. And it didn't matter what it was. And then one day we're in the lodge, and the the counselors are handing out, our special whatever. And they said, I want you to go walk outside, find a place by yourself, under a tree or whatever, and go read this letter and, whatever it is. So none of us knew about it. So it was a really cool, shocking, nice experience. Well, my mom had written me this absolutely beautiful, supportive, loving letter. I was 15 at the time. And in the envelope, what she gave me as a gift was this small pendant that had been handed down from like her great great grandmother. It's a tiny little pendant. It's not even real metal. It's like plastic. It felt like that anyway. And it has a picture of Jesus. It's kind of bubbled out. And if you hold it up to your eye, there's a tiny little hole at the top. And if you look in the hole, the Lord's Prayer is magnified in that. I'd never seen anything like it. I cried and I cried and I cried, and I kept that thing by my bed religiously. It stayed there and never moved it. I held on to that thing. It was the most special gift I've ever received. And 9 years later, she was diagnosed with cancer, my mom, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I decided for her birthday, it was in 1995, to give her the pendant back. I framed it, though. I typed up a letter that I wrote to her about just how much I loved her and about healing and all, and how much that pendant meant to me. And I kind of had it mounted at the bottom, and then I had it framed. And I have it back now. I got it after she died. But that was one of the most special memories that I had, was this sitting out under this big tree, reading this letter, to my surprise, right? None of us know we're getting it, so that made it even more special. And reading her words, and I guess they told the parents, write how proud you are or whatever, but it was so beautiful. I'll never forget how I felt. I felt so loved and supported, and that her giving me that pendant was so special to me because I knew how much it meant to her. And it's not probably not worth anything monetarily, but it is worth everything when it comes to the sentimental value of that. And I came across the frame yesterday, the frame that has the pendant in it, and I haven't taken it out yet. I still have it with the letter that I wrote. And it was, after she got diagnosed with cancer, and I had been praying so hard for healing for her. And I know how much that pendant meant to me and how much comfort it brought me. So I said, I want to give it back to you because I know what it brought to me, and I want you to experience that too. And one day I'll get it back, and I did. But yeah, that was something I was thinking about yesterday. It was really cool. I'm going to stop this recording.